I'm Emily from the East Essex Cloth Nappy Library. You might be here because you're hiring a kit from us, or you might just be here because you want to know more about cloth nappies. Either way, welcome, and I really hope we can help you today. Today's video is about the main types of cloth nappies. I'm not going to go into detail on any specific brand, but I have chosen examples to show you that are fairly classic of that type. The main types I'm going to talk about are all-in-ones, pockets, hybrids, fitted or shaped nappies, and then I'm going to briefly mention flats, so terries or pre-folds. Okay, I'll start with all-in-ones because this is one of the most popular, particularly for starters, for new cloth nappy users. It's the most similar to a disposable. All cloth nappies are going to have something absorbent and something waterproof, and the idea of the all-in-one is that you've got the absorbency and the waterproof attached together. This example is a newborn nappy and it's designed to be really simple. So it is just absorbent with the waterproof attached, and it just looks like a disposable nappy, just like that. Okay, some useful things to note are that there are some laundry tabs. So these are just to hide away, fasten away the sharp bit of the Velcro so that it doesn't damage things in the wash. So do remember to close that. A lot of all-in-one nappies have like a tongue that comes out. You don't need to remove it before washing. It will come out in the wash, but you will need to tuck it back in before you use it again. Some all-in-one nappies have layers that flap in and they don't tuck away, they just fold in. And some are attached at the front and the back, so there's no tucking involved at all. Either way, an all-in-one is where the absorbency is attached to the waterproof layer all in one piece. Advantages are that it's very simple to use. There's no worries about buying extra bits and bobs. It's just you've got what you've got. The downside is you've got what you've got. If you need more absorbency, depending on what you've got, it might be difficult to add more absorbency. You might find that the fit doesn't work and there's not a lot of flexibility there. They can be very slow to dry because it's all attached. So if you imagine with this one, the air can't get to the inside, so it's much slower to dry. It has to all dry through this layer. It can't dry through the waterproof layer. So there are pros and cons. Okay, so that's an all-in-one. The next one, this is a pocket nappy. So this one is as it's named really. There is a pocket. So it's a waterproof pocket. There's the pocket. Okay, and you put your absorbency in there. Now these are sometimes called inserts and sometimes called boosters. It's the same thing, don't get confused, it's just the same thing. Absorbent, insert or booster gets put into the pocket. Okay, once it's in there it works just the same as the all-in-one nappy, so you just put it on in the same way. This one has laundry tabs as well that you close up to protect things in the wash so that the sharp bit of the Velcro doesn't damage anything. Okay, so advantages of a pocket nappy are that you can remove the inserts, which means that you could get lots of them because the pocket itself dries very quickly. So it could be a system that is quite quick to get through, and you don't need to worry about as much drying space. It can be quite cheap as well. They're a very good budget option because it doesn't cost a lot to make a pocket. You could choose to buy more expensive inserts if you were worried about absorbency. You can also adapt to your child, so you can choose the inserts that work best for your child. If you need more absorbency, you could get hemp, for example. So it's very adaptable. Downsides, you've got to stuff it. There is a lot more faff with that in comparison to the all-in-one that is pretty much ready to go and you've got everything there. Okay, so that's a pocket. Something that this nappy has is some rise poppers. Again, this is a newborn nappy, so it is designed to be smaller. A birth to potty nappy would have more rows of poppers to adjust the rise or the size. But in order to change the size of this nappy, you can popper the front up and that makes it quite a lot smaller. Okay, but as this is a newborn nappy, it's not designed to change size very much. Okay. Another very popular and very useful type of nappy is called either a fitted or a shaped nappy. Now in this you can see I've got the absorbent layer and the waterproof layer are completely separate, and they're both nappy shaped. So you're effectively putting on an absorbent nappy and then a waterproof nappy over the top. The big advantage of this is that this is very, very absorbent. This is what I would recommend for nighttime wear. It is going to absorb all over, and it can, for most babies, this will last them all night. Also fit wise, you don't have to worry too much about the fit of this. You just need to get the fit of the wrap right, because then it will contain everything. The big downside is that, I mean, it's so absorbent, but it's also going to be slow to dry. Okay, you don't need to change the wrap every time you change the absorbent nappy in these. So it means that if you were doing these full time, you wouldn't need as many wraps. I would recommend 20 to 25 fitted nappies with about 5 or 6 wraps. That would do you just fine. If it's been soiled, it needs changing, and if it smells, it needs changing. But generally speaking, you don't need to change the wrap every time. Okay, so that's a fitted nappy, or shaped. Those are interchangeable. Okay, and the next one, this is a hybrid nappy, and I would say that a hybrid or an all-in-two is pretty much any other style of shaped outer with a specific inner. In this one, this is a pop-in, and so it's got a little popper. So the absorbent inside poppers into the waterproof outer. So there's a few different designs where the inner poppers into the waterproof outer, or the wrap. There are a few where it sort of tucks in as well. So a hybrid or all-in-two can cover quite a range of different nappies. Okay, so it's kind of a catch-all term. Advantages are they can be incredibly absorbent. They're quite they can be very technical. There's some really fantastic brands out there. Downsides, I would say you're generally limited to the insert options that they give you. So if it doesn't work for you, it's just not going to work for you. They can be very slim fitting, which is a big advantage. But I think it's a lot of hybrid nappies are Marmite, so you'll either love it or hate it. So it is worth trying some, and that's why we have birth to potty kits, so that you can try a few different ones and see what works for you. The last options that I want to show you are flat nappies. So we have a pre-fold, which has different thicknesses of absorbency across here. That one's a cotton one. They're usually cotton. And then this is actually a bamboo flat. Okay, you can get cotton ones, bamboo. You can get hemp, although I find them harder to find at the moment. Now these ones you fold onto baby. I'm not going to demonstrate that now, because we're going to have a whole separate video on that, but they are brilliant because you can fit them to your baby. They can be incredibly absorbent. As long as you have a good wrap over the top, they are very reliable. It's the absorbency that I really love about them. You might find that you need one of these, which is, oh, that one's a bit twisted up at the end. This is a nappy nipper. It has little teeth that grip the nappy to help hold it closed for when you put that wrap over the top. You don't need that. This is just a replacement for when people used to use safety pins, but people tend to prefer not to use safety pins these days. In a pinch, you can do the nappy, fold it onto the child and put the wrap on over the top, and with a well-fitting wrap it will hold it in place. So don't worry too much about that. I just wanted to show you. There is one in every kit, so if you have one of our kits, you will have one of those to use. Okay. I hope that's been useful. Thank you so much for watching this video from the East Essex Cloth Nappy Library. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments, or come and find us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you, bye bye.